Good morning. Welcome to another Kerfuffle webinar, and I am delighted, absolutely excited to have Rory on, who's obviously feeling as cheerful as he can be, given his Scottish credentials about last night's fantastic results.
Yes, 23 years it's taken us. Obviously, I was only 2 the last time Scotland played.
Yeah, so you're going to look back on 2020, on the one hand, global pandemic, on the plus side, Scotland doing well at footy.
Unbeaten in a year, what can you say? Yeah, it's taken a long time. You got to be patient, like you need to be when you're marketing in the property business.
Oh, look what you've just done there. You've thrown it all back together. That's really...
You've got to be in it for the long game, and God, with Scotland, it's a long game, and you've got to be patient. But yeah, I'm very happy.
If you guys haven't got some infographics together, somehow tenuously linking the Scottish success back to obviously the property market, I'll be surprised.
Well, I was thinking, I'm thinking of a blog already. You know, the average... the average time now that people stay in their homes is 18 years, unbelievably. Now, actually...
I knew you'd be one for a statistic, and that's funny enough, because it always used to be, where did the 7 years come from? That was something that people used to say 7 years as if that was matter of fact, but clearly...
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, it's slightly deceiving, so you need to be careful with stats, and that's kind of what a lot of what we do is, we're kindred spirits to you guys at Kerfuffle, Simon, because I think we've talked about this before, but you know, you're making sense of the noise in terms of the supplier market out there, which you're doing an absolutely brilliant job of. And we do a similar thing. You know, that's kind of our major innovation is we make sense of the property market, so that agents can really easily understand what's going on and then share their knowledge. And you know, so that 18, you know, people, I was joking about the 18 years stat because it's 23 years since Scotland last qualified for a major tournament. Only 5 years more than the average time people are staying in their homes now. But you know, you've got to put that stat in context. And, you know, we've got an aging demographic. So there's a lot of people living longer who are making that 18-year figure look very high. But you know, as an agent, you know, there's still people moving. There's always reasons for moving, renting, you know, things changing in people's lives. And obviously with lockdown, you know, maybe hankering for a different property or one with a garden, etc. So actually, the key thing is that if people are in their homes for longer, some of them anyway, then as an agent, you've got a real opportunity to keep in touch with them, keep that conversation going, because even if the ones who are not moving for a long time aren't going to use you as an agent, you know, they'll have relatives, they'll have friends, they'll have people that they talk to at the local golf club or tennis club, and if you're the agent that's you know, sharing lots of really interesting local market insights with them, for example, then you'll be, you know, you'll be a conversation piece.
Absolutely. And look, just to give some context around it, obviously, as I said, you know, this is about us obviously congratulating all the winners at EA Masters, and we've had many on who are kind of first-time winners, but I don't know, it would be too much to say you were expecting it, because you certainly don't wait the 18 years or however many years it is for another award at Dataloft. They just keep marching on, and this was, you know, top 40 obviously in terms of ideas, top 10 in marketing, obviously a perfect place for you guys there. It shows to me that you're a company that just keeps innovating year on year, and I love that point you made before, where, you know, there's a lot of data out there, but you've got to make the data information when it's relevant and indeed hyper local, and that's when it becomes a very different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That was the vision for us. Well, Dataloft, I guess we've always been innovators, because, you know, for 10 years now, what we've done is we really dug deep into data, but we find the stories and trends, and we make this, we help our clients to be kind of storytellers about the market. And a lot of that is about bringing data to life really creatively as well. So we've got an incredible creative director who can take a spreadsheet and turn it into a work of art. And so we've always been innovative in that sense. And then what we thought was, how can we offer that to any agent? Because, you know, and they can get access to it really quickly. It's all at a click of a button, and it's affordable. And that's why we created Dataloft Inform. And I guess we're really proud of that innovation. And essentially what as an agent or a developer or anyone that works in property, we work with a variety of people. We even have analysts, senior analysts at major companies that use Inform. The beauty of it is that you're basically getting your own virtual market analyst at a fraction of the price. But actually behind it, so a lot of the system is automated, but behind it, you've got a team of leading incredible market analysts. And so what we've done is we've kind of, we've allowed local agents or anywhere really to be like the local analyst in their market. Someone said a really cool thing to me about Dataloft, which I liked, was that it allows us to be the Google for the local market, which I really like. So basically, if I'm the go-to person for all the stats and insights in my market, I've become like a Google, and that was like, that was that meant a lot to hear that.
Tom Panos, the Aussie guru trainer, talks about being the attraction agent, doesn't it? Being less about just having to do the hard sell that make people come to you, because you are just the obvious thought leader. And I think that for me has always been why I'm such a Dataloft junkie. I was lucky enough to, obviously, in the previous company, obviously, the likes of Knight Frank, Savills, JLL, a lot of these companies big enough had the resources to have these trends statistical departments, and of course, that just creates such a buzz, such a obvious attraction to people that these people know what they're talking about. Of course, I'm right in saying that's pretty much where your background was, isn't it? That's how many of you guys started.
Yeah, I'd love to say that was my background. I'm actually from an advertising background. But yeah, the core team of breakaway rebel analysts that started Dataloft came from Savills. And they cottoned onto that concept of, you could almost say kind of stop selling, start informing kind of idea. If you inform, if you share knowledge, if you show that you're an expert, then you'll gain trust. People will they'll want to work with you. The sort of end goal is you want to be the agent that always gets in that top 3.
Yeah,
because they're consistently showing, and it is a different approach. It's not a we've sold a house and you're straight. You've got to mix up your marketing, but it's not a direct salesy pitch you're putting out there. It's a consistent flow of intelligent, kind of relevant information that you're sharing with people, which will make you become the brand that people can relate to. And if you can get something from an estate agent that you actually find interesting, informative, and resonates with you, wow, you've really struck up a chord with that person. And I think that's where we've seen. We're really lucky to have won, the negotiator awards the last 2 years, and etc. And I think there's a sort of growing feeling from the really good agents out there that we've got to do something different. We want to stand out. We want to be an intelligent voice in the market. There's really, because one of the sort of areas of innovations for us moving forward, and is that we're now the data partner for the Property Academy, which has been brilliant. So we've got access to this treasure trove of insights from home movers. And this year, there was over 35,000 people filled in that survey, which is incredible. And 2 of the big stats that came out were that 81% of home movers said that having good market knowledge was a key reason for choosing an agent.
Yeah.
And 76% of landlords said it was the most important reason. So we've got a much more informed public who want an agent, not just to show them kind of all year round by sending out relevant and interesting content that they know their stuff, but when they, even when they turn up and they chat and they do that valuation, that it's based on evidence, it's based on trends in the market, what's happening, etc. And that those stats from the home mover survey really kind of drive that point home. It's interesting.
It absolutely is. And look, that whole point about as well working on evidence-based stuff couldn't be more true for the agents themselves, thinking about what works or trying to get inside of the mind of the vendor, their ultimate clients. You know, you can actually, with this fantastic tie-up, say, look, we don't have to, it's not guesswork. 35,000 people is way above a statistically relevant sample. So this is what they're thinking, guys. How are you meeting that requirement? Because otherwise, you've got a mismatch in terms of expectation and delivery, haven't you?
Yeah, and the lovely thing about tying up with the Property Academy is that we can, and I guess we were always innovating and reinventing and evolving the Dataloft Informed product. But one of the things we can do now as a result of that tie-up with Peter and his team is we can share those sort of insights with our subscribers as well. So that and it's really interesting because not only do they know what's kind of making home movers tick, but they're actually sharing. We often bring those kind of stats to life in infographics. They share them in social media. The local market kind of picks that up, and it's impressive because it's almost like, well, that's an agent that understands what I need. So yeah, it's going to be fun. So over the next few months, we'll be bringing to life a lot of those stats.
Do you and your team, when you kind of just, I don't know how the data's delivered to you, it's always Excel, isn't it? Do they just see, you mentioned treasure trove, I bet they genuinely get excited, don't they?
I mean, they love it. Yeah. I mean, getting hold of something like that is fun. Yeah. I mean, I'm the opposite end of it. I mean, I like the output of it, and I love talking to agents about how they can use that content to win instructions and all that sort of stuff. But having that team of people that can just sort of visualize the key findings from the massive data. We're really lucky to have that.
I love it. You've been a bit naughty, haven't you? Because that's not the only relationship you took up recently. We were lucky enough to have obviously the partnership deal you just done with Spectre as well, which was absolutely fantastic. And again, you mentioned before that one-click nature of what you do, the ability to have Dataloft embedded in the prospecting area is just a nice game changer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big focus for us right now and next year is how can we make our content as easy to use as possible for the agents. So how can we get the content better? And we're always working on bigger data sets and all the rest of it. But how can we then make it really easy to use? And the Spectre one is, I mean, it's been brilliant already. We've only we launched it about a month ago, and what it does is, I mean, it's great for both of us because for Spectre, that they had a gap, which was how can we get really hyper local content on the letters to make those letters stand out. So that feeds through automatically from Inform, and our gap, I suppose one of the gaps for us was how can we get the content out for our clients and allow them to be able to access it really quickly in seconds. So it's really cool. I mean, there's obviously thousands of agents doing canvassing, but there's very few agents that are doing canvassing where the letters are going out with stats that are well designed, relevant exactly for their area, really targeted, and it allows the agents to have a different kind of message. So that kind of focuses let your local expert sell your house, rather than saying come and speak to us about selling your house. So it's a different twist on it, and that's worked really well. But we've got lots more coming up along that line. Sorry,
you were teased.
Yeah, no, well, we're going to be launching some print partnerships very shortly, where we'll be able to again, it'll be almost like a whole print fulfillment solution. So you imagine if you want to do a door drop with one of our flyers, we've got a whole range of flyers. You target the area you want, the people you want to target. You find the stats for that area, you pull them through to your flyer, and then you door drop them, even with QR, bar scanning codes and stuff on them to get that kind of look back. And that's going to be really cool. So that'll take that kind of our flyers into another the next level, and then we We've also got a really exciting email marketing tie-up coming soon as well. So again, you know, a lot of this is about. I've got to drop Seth Godin in because
yeah, what, the world's great marketeer. Go on then.
Yeah, we're all slightly in love with Seth Godin now, aren't we?
Yeah.
But he said if you want a brand, you need to earn it over time. For example, that was one of the things he said, and so you've got to be consistent. You've got to drip feed out, and you know, a lot of people talk about you need to reach people across at least 7 touch points. Yeah. Sometimes it could be less, sometimes it could be more. But if our content could go out through email, if it can go out through print, if it can go out through canvassing letters, and then we're also working with some brilliant digital marketing agencies. We've got live content feeding through to their websites automatically, and that updates every month. And we'll see that kind of grow as well. And we're getting lots of hits on those local insights pages on an agent's website. So
that angle of kind of having the widget there and the display that local knowledge is so powerful.
Yeah, it works well. I mean, we've found actually already, we've had something like 2 million hits on our widget on lots of agents' websites over the last 6 months. So, yeah. and actually, they're quite warmed up leads already because they're already on an agent's website. Yeah. So they've already got that agent on their radar. And then we found, we've had evidence from various agents that people are more likely to then do like their online valuation there. So they're getting their email capture on that page as well.
So people like their Rory, people like Pygots who have it, they have it on, don't they? They have the widget there. Now I know, obviously, my old company Repeat, they have that ability. They used to call it digital agent, where like many agents now, you can actually book the appraisal directly from the website. If I'm getting that right, what you're saying is by having your Dataloft data, your widget there, giving them more information, they're even more likely then at that stage to go to that call to action button and actually book the appraisal. Is that, am I getting that right?
Yeah. We've had that feedback from agents. And actually, what the nice thing is that we can actually provide another lead capture opportunity as well, because I mean, almost every agent has a free valuation tool on their website, and that's really important because that gives that email capture opportunity. But we can actually offer an alternative to that, which a lot of our clients use, which is, would you like to order a market report? So we've got a range of market reports on Infor, and actually that allows you to start a nurture marketing approach. So it's giving them something free, something that they're interested in receiving, and then you can email it to them once a month, and then you're kind of off and running. Because the difficulty is like almost finding an excuse to stay in touch with your local market. We're kind of giving them
it's less hard sell, isn't it, Rory? Basically, I mean, it's just classic. You know, if they've been impressed enough, and they will be impressed with the information and the data that you're on there. Yeah, why would you not want to stay without having to remember to go get it? Have it served up in your inbox.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a really nice alternative to. I mean, some people offer both. They say, you know, okay, now you've read your local insights. Would you like a valuation, or would you like to order a free market report? And actually, that's sort of the email partnerships we're working on. That will allow that kind of flow. So we're looking at having our data feeding through to various parts of the customer journey, not just emailing out a market report, but it might be emailing out an infographic, or it might be dropping a stat bar on the right hand side of a property email, for example. So yeah, it's exciting. So yeah, we'll keep the innovations going. And yeah, there'll be lots of things coming up soon.
It feels like what I've just heard here is your strategy for again your trophy haul for 2021. So I don't think you do have any competitors. So, but if you did, they'd be a bit nervous anyway. Okay, Rory, look, I was just looking at the time, actually. Our marketing girls tell me, make sure you keep these down to 10 minutes. I want to be. And I knew, talking to like your good self, that there was no way I was going to be able to get away without hearing that. I think it goes to show, obviously, just how much you're doing at the moment. One thing I should say in terms of obviously from your own point of view and just looking at this here, of course, Rory, what should they do? They can reach out to you directly, can't they? And obviously just mention there, we've still got a great deal up on the website. But what I'm showing you now is we're really, really pleased to just have our leaderboard on here. Obviously, always nice to have that kind of approach, whereby obviously no one's catching Mr. Stephen Brown because obviously he's a legend. Yeah. To be honest, I don't know what he's blackmailing people, but anyway, but he's there. But look at your good selves there, just ready for the assault on the Champions League places there. A whole host of leads. If I actually have a look at your, let's just have a look as well at your actual landing page. We've got some even better information here. So look at this. First of all, your nice big black banner there, obviously, has features in the AA Masters. Your the trophies there, obviously all your negotiator ones as well, and the estate agents there. As usual, guys, always have a look. And I've got to say, for anyone in particular as well, Rory, obviously, thank you once again for thinking, obviously, of our Kerfuffle members. You have been one of those suppliers that I think have really seen the vision of what we're trying to do here better. And that element of being able to view our Kerfuffle members as almost a single entity again there, so that basically more and more of our Kerfuffle members come on board, the better deal that we can do for them, isn't it, Rory? So thank you once again for that. I think that's really great. Obviously, it turns all your wonderful Dataloft mutual clients into a de facto sales force. So it's just a win-win all around the place. But I'll draw the attention back as well, just to the main point here. Up here in the top right-hand corner, pretty much as perfect as can be. Loads and loads of reviews, 4.9 rating. Down here we have obviously all the named people, and it's worth just having a go. As ever, encourage people when you're thinking about using a company, come to Kerfuffle, have a look at what Dataloft are about from the people that are actually using them. And if you're not content, if that's not enough for you, we are the only review site that actually has, in property at least, that has video reviews. Nice, really short soundbite videos there, listening to people that obviously have been able to that want to talk about you. So it shows just how much is going on. You're not just winning awards, but you're also blistering the review platform as well, which is great.
Well, I mean, thanks so much to our subscribers. I honestly mean that. It's like, it really means a lot to us. And Simon, Kerfuffle is doing a brilliant job as well. Not just from the supplier kind of MOT side of thing, but from your marketing team as well. It's absolutely brilliant. So
cool. So you said consistency, and I don't know whether, I'm not sure we're ever off. It feels like it anyway. But thank you for that, Rory. Obviously, we love working with you guys. Look, Rory, we need to catch up. I'll tell you what I'd love to do. Thinking about this now, I'd love to catch up with you on a webinar, talking to a few of your clients and how they use it. I think that'd be a really interesting one.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'll obviously I'm not a detail person, so we'll get the people that make the magic happen there. Rory, once more, congratulations to you and the team. Can't wait to hear what comes out next.
Thanks so much, Simon. Speak to you soon.